Now, we're all in for a very special treat. Today, we have the top member enrollers here that are going to go over their information on enrolling members. And our host is Mr. National Vice President Lionel Burks.
Hey, better make some money. Listen, I got some guys up here that's going to come up and tell you how to enroll membership, give you some concepts and what's working for them. And these guys getting a lot of checks. They're really making it happen. We got the top of the top member enrollment here. So we want that. Without further ado, what I'd like to do is bring up Mr. Moran, number 16 in the company, the top ace. Give him a hand, folks. I'd like to have this guy, number 5 in the country, an ace, Mr. Allan. Give him a hand, folks. Now these guys getting a lot of checks. I don't know who's collecting on the back end, but there's a lot of checks coming in. I'd like to have this guy in the team, number 2 ace in the all AmeriPlan, Mr. Martinez. Number one ace in all AmeriPlan. Give it up. Clayton Pinkins. I know you guys want to know what the secret is, right? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to break down, get you guys introduce yourself and kind of get a feel of who we're working with, and then we're going to get into some strategies about what they do and the concept they use in order to attain these memberships. How that sound to you? How that sound to you? Okay, we're going to start out with Clayton, National Sales Director. I know you've been in this game for a long time, and give us your before AmeriPlan. Kind of tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, for AmeriPlan, I am an independent, I'm going to stress that, independent insurance business. We've been with AmeriPlan now since 2009, and it really has given us opportunity for our business to be able to interact with AmeriPlan. So that's where I've been at my own agency for the past 29 years.
Whoa! Martinez.
Well, Lionel, it's been about 30 years since I've been in sales. Owned a mortgage company, kind of related to what Christy worked in the mortgage business, but that's where I met Lionel Burks in 2004. I had my mortgage company, but my background is in insurance sales since 1985, so also a business owner. So I like working with people, entrepreneur spirit, and I'm excited to be in AmeriPlan.
Mr. Allan Grogan.
Hey, I wanted to pitch professional baseball, but the baseball was a little slow.
Okay.
But in my college years, I sold books or Bibles from house to house with Southwestern Company for 7 years. It didn't take me 7 years to get to college, though. And after that, I got involved in the insurance field, and I was involved with them for about 30 years. And we recruited agents and worked as a team together each day. Met 3 times a day. Did that for almost 30 years. And then I found AmeriPlan, and 9 years later, I'm enjoying the best income I've ever had in my life. And I'll be 65 next year, so I'm not talking about retirement.
Allan, you're a teenager. Give it up, Allan. Big Moran.
First of all, I'd say it's an honor to be sitting next to these gentlemen. I aspire to be.
Are they your seniors or what?
They're machines, and I aspire to be like them. Before getting into this industry, I was in the restaurant business. I would open and sell restaurants. Then I met Mr. Tom Jones. He showed me the insurance industry and showed me the ropes, showed me everything I needed to know. Then Mr. Clayton Pinkins came in the picture and talk to me about AmeriPlan, and the sky's the limit with that company. I look forward to being part of it for a very long time. When I say that, I mean till I pass away. It's a great company, and I really am honored to be part of it.
All right, give them a hand, folks. That's who they are. Okay, looks like everybody up here has some of the sales. We know you guys do sales, and you've been doing it for a long time. But what I like to do now, we'd like to give the ideals out here, the strategy that you're using, whether it's online or offline. Let's kind of be precise and tell us what you do in order to get your business done on a high level, whether it's offline or online. We'll start with, let's go back and start with Victor on the end. We'll work our way back. Go ahead.
I like to face people. I like to look a person in the eye, so I'm not much of an online person. I'll call someone and try to set up an appointment, get them into the office, or meet them wherever they like to meet, at their house, at a coffee shop. But I like to look a person in the eye and shake their hand. I'm more of a one-on-one person.
Well, that's the question I have for you as well. Since you're a one-on-one local type of marketplace, give us some nuggets. I mean, to be number 15 in the company, and you've been in it about 6 months, you're doing some serious business. And I know you were speaking earlier about the numbers, but what type of effort that you are setting for yourself to go do that? You doing flyers? You going out to restaurants, or what? Give me the intel on that.
Well, I try to do a little bit of everything, but the main thing I do is when I talk to someone, I bring up AmeriPlan. And I'm not pushy about it. The product sells itself. I'm very confident when I talk about it. And I just talk to as many people as I can about it. I also work heavily on referrals. So when I enroll someone, I let them know that I will be with them 365 days a year with whatever needs they will need from me. So I give them that service as well.
So basically, you offline, you work with referrals, and then you, actually, I assume that once you engage in that, you from referral to referral. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's the number one key, I think, in sales, is getting referrals. And if you treat that customer right and tell them the truth about the product, they will tell other people about it.
Right, so your strategy is to go out, and I assume that you are using your insurance as well. Once you get those people talking to you, then if they don't buy with you, obviously you're going to do a referral and move from there, from person to person, something like that.
That's correct. Well, if they don't buy the product, I'll ask, well, do you know someone that may need it? But 9 times out of 10, before I'm done with that client, they'll ask me, well, does this include dental? You know, and if they don't ask me, I bring it up. If they already have it, I ask, do you know someone that may need it?
Okay, pass up. All right, give it a hand, folks. Let's get started. Allan, I know you do offline, online. I know you most online, offline, but share that. Give us some strategy of what worked for you, and kind of give the folks, put yourself in the ideal position from that point and move forward.
I live in what they call a line fee schedule type zone. I've been there ever since I started with AmeriPlan. So I have to resort to a little advertising, and I use a little company by the name of Google. And,
Okay. Okay. We know that little company. Okay.
And we invest heavily in it.
Okay.
But, you know, I don't know if anybody's considered this strategy or not, but I'll give you one.
Okay.
And
We want to hear
and
that.
it's offline. How many of you looked at your provider list where you live? Did you ever think about working around those dentist offices, talking to business people, and telling them that guy over there gets half off?
Right. I like that.
What a natural, you know? And I know if I were doing this directly, that's what I'd be doing. I'd go, you can't go into provider's offices, it's against the rules. The working businesses next to them, they're all going to know each other. Perhaps a variety of those employees of that business may even go to that dentist next door. So give it a shot.
So basically telling me you're going to, if I have providers in this location, you know the line schedule, which is not the best price over, but you're going to talk to all those people in that area and say, hey, there's a provider down the street, on this street, By the way, I'll offer you a program that you can use in that dentist office if you buy it from me and save on your program. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
That's good. That's good nugget. Give me a hand, folks. All right, Bill.
Okay, Lionel, thank you. You know, when you talk about strategy, I do have a strategy, but there's a lot of things that I do within that strategy, which is the internet. I blog, I'm on Twitter, Facebook. I'm just curious, how many people here in this room today want to call all day long to get customers, or would you rather have the customers call you? Well, you know, I learned that a long time ago, a few years back, Lionel, and you know, social media will help you do that. But you have to do it consistently, as you've all heard today, yesterday. I blog every day. I post every day on Facebook, on my fan page. For an example, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a little Listerine commercial, 30-second commercial, and I got a bunch of likes. And then I posted another Barney from Sesame Street, where they were brushing their teeth and stuff. It was a little 30-second video. I got tons of calls. So on your fan page, if you can find a little video clip, I mean, that's a way to do it. I was at Christy Wooten's workshop. She said that you can also boost your post. If you find something that people are liking, and you pay $50, $75, I mean, you can get 6,000 to 8,000 people in a couple of days to look at your ad. And if you put your link, you can attract, I mean, tons and tons of customers. I'm on Google+, LinkedIn. So there's a variety of different things that I do within that strategy, Lionel. But
Right.
it seems that it works for me. It doesn't work overnight. I've had my website for about 4 or 5 years now. But everything is linked into that website. So when people find me on Facebook, they can click on my website, go right to it. People find me on Twitter. You know, they like it. You know, I get a retweet, and other people see that. You know, so it's kind of like a viral thing.
And they enroll online daily. If you get the hit and they actually come online.
Absolutely. I was with my regional vice president, Lowell Anderson, in the room, and I said, you know, I got to call this lady, but I don't have time. So I just texted her real quick, said, you know, I'm at my annual convention. I apologize I haven't been able to get with you, but here's my link to my website, and if you have any questions, give me a call. Well, found out here a few hours later that she had
Roll up today. Give me a hand, folks. It's good. All right, Clayton, I know you're offline. A lot of business, a lot of checks going. You're offline, doing some great things. Give us some insight on what IBOs can do right now to make this happen.
Gotta take a deep breath on that.
Okay.
Well, I want to give a shout out to social media and the Twitter, and I want to shout out to you ladies, the team that's doing that is great. I'm totally offline. I love online, but I'm totally offline, all right? Well, what I usually do involved in my business is also estate planning. Some of you know what estate planning is all about. It takes some time in doing that. So I needed something throughout my travels through a 3-state area. I needed something to work with what I was doing and trying to work AmeriPlan, the business with AmeriPlan. So I work a lot in rural areas and also in the inner city. But what happened, I just have to find a way to work with AmeriPlan because I loved it. There was residual income and all this good stuff. So what I did was, my wife and I, the CFO,
Smart guy.
CFO, we created a flyer. And I was like, oh man, how to do this? What happened, I started working with some small businesses, which That's 80% of what I deal with. I started talking with them with a nice smile. The business owner, and I actually gonna leave my information here so that if some of your customers will call and help them. So I did it with one business, and some bells and whistles went off. I am traveling. I passed by thousands of businesses. So I said, wait a minute, I need to stop at each one of them. Not every day, but I did a number. And here's the numbers I started with. Let me give you these numbers here. And it's mind-boggling what happens. This is just 10 businesses a day. That's 40 businesses and doing it 4 days a week. That's 160 businesses in a month. Now you multiply that times 12. This is over 2,000 businesses per day.
Per year.
In a year. Now, in that 2,000, let's say you have just 50 customers coming in that business. Well, you multiply that, you got almost 100,000 customers have the potential of looking at your business, your information per day. Now do that times 5 years that we've been in this business. What has happened, folks? The phone rings every single day. People pick up your information, and when they do that, they're calling. Sometimes I have no idea where you're supposed to call them from. And I had until I started tracking. Now, of course, we use little holders, they call them little information holders, little holder stands with a nice smile at the business owner, and he lets me leave it. So what I do is when I'm back in the area, I just refill it.
Leave
my little information.
Leave a piece, right?
So the strategies that I use, that's just one strategy. Of course, inside of the insurance business, I also use another strategy with the customer base. So this is really has soared us in our business with AmeriPlan, because now AmeriPlan is the #1 source of my business now. So I'm so grateful to be a part of AmeriPlan.
All right, give a hand, folks. Let me process this for you. Let me break this simple for you guys. Basically, talking a 5-year process, going out to business, putting out information, talking to business owners, giving them information about this fantastic program, AmeriPlan USA. Remember, this gentleman's in a line reading schedule. So you guys, that's powerful. That means that he's working with about the, not the best fee schedule, but he's taking the information and going from people to people and giving it out, and he's following up with that. So he has a huge pipeline. Now the question is now, guys, I got a question for you. Once we get these members on the line here, what way are we going to maintain, what compensation you're saying to follow up with your memberships? I'd be very brief.
Well, when I get the phone call, of course, Jim asks a question, how would you like individuals calling you? Well, this is where 80% of my customers come in at. They call me. So when they're calling, well, the first question I ask them is, how can I help you? And that leads into a source of information there. And from there, we start enrolling customers. So that's the first question I ask them is, how can I help you?
So when you say, how can I help you, what do you say?
Well, after I'm saying, how can I help you? Well, they'll mention to me what type of information that they're looking for. They're with a dental program. They may have seen the flyer. I'm concerned about dental. I stay with the dental program. And I enroll them into the dental program. So this, or they look for the medical side, well, we work with the medical. So that's the first question we ask, and we get enrollments through there.
Okay, Jim, basically, I know you're doing it online. Basically, if I'm doing it online, people calling me, you just text someone a few minutes ago that called from one of your ads. That means that you're going to follow up, probably with a text or email, and you're going to go for the close. What did you say that? Remember, basically what you're going to say, are you sending a text or over the phone? How do you respond to that?
You mean when they call me and they want to sign up? Huh?
Yes, you got them on the phone.
you know, I kind of build rapport with them, and I try to engage them in a conversation. One of the things I use is, you know, by the way, whom am I speaking with? And they'll say, you know, Lionel Burks, and I'll say, may I call you Lionel? That kind of breaks the ice, and I talk to them a little bit without getting into the plan. And then I ask them another question. You know, can I answer any? Do you have any specific question about the plan, or just in general? And that's when they usually tell me, yeah, you know, does the plan cover braces, or does the plan take effect immediately, and that kind of thing. So kind of break the ice, and then kind of just go into it real smoothly, because, you know, they don't want to be talking to a salesman. So but basically, after about 4 or 5 minutes of that, you know, get into the points about our plan, and usually they say, yeah, go ahead and sign me up. And, you know,
No
I don't talk too much, but yeah, they, you know, after we're done, they usually want to sign up.
Okay, Allan, I'm sure it's pretty much the same, but give us an insight on that quickly.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Most of the folks that are calling me have an interest already. So it's pretty easy, especially when the dentist is recommending a plan. It doesn't happen often, but it's nice. But, you know, I just basically get directed to it with those that have expressed interest. I know that's not going to teach you a whole lot, but I don't mind telling them my personal story of saving $3,000 on 4 porcelain crowns, you know. So.
Right. So you use your testimony, validates your savings, and you use that to actually bring them on your side and go for the close on that.
Stories are always the best look.
Absolutely. Victor, quickly, how you do that?
Well, like I said, I work heavily off referrals, you know, so that I'm in pretty much when I get a referral. But when it's not a referral, I sometimes use the question, like I said earlier, do you have the new dental or the old dental? And I go into that.
One more time.
Do you have the new dental or the old dental product?
What's that?
Well, they usually say, I think I have the old dental product. Well, let me tell you about the new one.
There you go.
But
that's the hook.
another thing I do is, like the gentleman earlier with the turtle joke brought up was, I compare the dental insurance with the AmeriPlan product, and I literally show them how much better the AmeriPlan product is, because it's worth its weight and value. It's kind of a no-brainer when you compare the two to pick the AmeriPlan product.
And basically, so what you do once you get them on the phone, you use that, and you're going to ask them actually, because you've got the insurance background, that kind of gives you an edge. Already know what the other side, like the insurance, what it means to them, and then you articulate the AmeriPlan concept and go for the close.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Give the guys a hand, guys. Great stuff. You know, when you get the members on the books, you know, we have to maintain them. Membership is the lifeblood of this business. We know that for a fact. So we got them on the books. Some say you get them in, now we got to keep them in. What do you do to maintain the business? How do you follow up your membership? Be very brief on that. Start with you, Victor.
Well, I try to follow up with a phone call. I wait maybe a week to 2 weeks to make sure they got their card, booklet explaining how to use it. I ask them, you know, well, do you need help finding a provider? Do you need help, you know, finding a pharmacist, whatever, so that they know that I'm there for them. To know that they have that service, you know, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You can call me anytime. When I see someone drop off, I try calling them, I try sending a letter, and if I get a response, I find out why they don't want it anymore, and I try to explain why they should keep it. That's how I do it.
Okay, thank you. Allan, give me a hand, guys.
Well, I keep it pretty simple. A couple of years ago, I got on the AmeriCam system, or our back office has a system of following up with prospects, and it's pretty effective. It sends a thank you note immediately after you've written the application, along with your website address. And I remind folks, they'll probably get a thank you note from me, and it'll have my website address, and then you probably need to save it as well, because they'll need to look for providers and keep on top of the situation. But the AmeriPlan system, I like.
That's a good system in the back office. Okay, all right, good stuff. Your hand. We got a lot of members coming through the pipeline. I know, sometimes they might be inactive for whatever reason. How do you maintain to keep those members on the books?
Yeah, basically it's the same thing as Allan. I believe there's 8 AmeriCam follow-up emails, and they send them out. I think it's a 6-week period. I also use Janie's system, the Get Smart America system, if you have different categories. Also, to retain members, there's a system out there. As we all know, when we sign up a membership, and it's a family membership, you put the family members, it lasts for date of birth, name, date of birth. Well, there's a system out there, if you plug in that name and the date of birth, then you can activate it like for Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, birthdays. And if you activate it, then when that day comes, Lionel, it'll send that person a birthday card via email or whatever. So that's a great way to retain your memberships, because as we know, sometimes they come on and a few months later they're off the books. Well, there's a reason for that, and I think that we need to work a little bit harder and smarter to kind of retain our membership base, because when we do that, we retain our residual income. So I think that's very important.
You know what's the name of that website?
Yeah, I'll give it to you a little bit later.
Okay. Clayton, pretty much what's your concept of maintaining those memberships? We know how important that is.
That's very important, retention, and that also increases your residual check. So what I usually do is I'll make a call, once I enroll the person in, I'll make sure that they get the information. I'll say it again to make sure you call me. Give me a call as soon as you get your package. So if they don't call, I usually have on my list, and I'll call them back to see if they got the package. Do they need to go to a provider, show them how to go back and get their membership in the system, because you never know, when they get the package, some individuals may put it in on the side and they really won't use it. So I show them how they can use it. So I really call them back up and have them to call me, so we can really get back with them, so to help them with their services.
All right, give me a hand, guys. Really strong that you come up with your own system, but I'll have a little card that says what happened, because normally you send this little 5x7 card that says what happened to my members, and when they get this card, what happened, right? And so they call you up, and either their credit card expired or something like that. It's not like they don't want the membership, but it just things happen, life happens to people. So I recommend get your little card, 5x7, fill it out with the information, your number, and even customer service number, 1-800, they can call in and get validated that way. So that's a good way to maintain your memberships. So give those guys a hand, guys. Like with AmeriPlan, part-time or full-time?
Well, I'm full-time now.
Okay. Congratulations.
And life is great. That's my CFO.
Okay, Jim Martinez, life with AmeriPlan.
Well, Lionel, I do it full-time simply because with all the stuff that I do, it takes up most of my day. But let me just share a little something that I learned a couple of weeks ago when I was here in Dallas. Dennis mentioned, you want to be rich, or would you rather be wealthy? He said, rich people have a lot of money, and sometimes rich people lose that money. But when you're wealthy, you'll never lose that, and that kind of ties in with residual income, because this residual income, when we have it, we can become very wealthy, because it's an ongoing type of thing. So being in AmeriPlan now, Lionel's really changed my life. When I first met you in 2004, it's amazing company, and all I can say is thank you, Dennis and Daniel Bloom.
Give a hand, folks. What's up? Allan, rich, wealthy.
Well, I've been full-time since the first day I walked in. It was because of the renewals in the insurance industry that I was still getting from 20, 30 years ago, which are very similar to residual income. So working full-time is definitely the way to go, but I know all it's don't Have a
Life is good. I understand you're selling on the boats and all that stuff, right? Give him a hand, folks. Clayton Moran, in a short time, you know, a lot of work, a lot of memberships on the books. What's your status right now?
Full-time, I live it, I breathe it. My life has been
Wow.
nothing but wonderful. The residual checks are starting to come in. I'm in the Millennium Club. I'm ecstatic over AmeriPlan, and I will be in this forever.
Give him a hand, folks.